Are you ready?
Hey, yo.
Welcome back, faces, to another edition of Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots. We thank you for downloading this episode through SoundCloud or Stitcher or wherever you get your podcast fix. I'm Victor Villain. This week I'm joined by Mischief, JP Savage.
I'm here.
Jay the Jobber with us via satellite.
Yes, sir.
True Jobber fashion. But, you know, we love you anyways. Not really, but really.
Thank you for being here from the bingo hall.
We have a fresh face with us this week, fellas. Elite Steve is joining us today this week.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, man? Welcome.
Thank you.
Tradition that we all took part in, except for Mischief. Your top three superstars of all time.
All right.
You don't deserve it.
For me, growing up, top three had to be Jericho, Stone Cold, and Shawn Michaels.
Oh,
Ooh,
man,
very nice.
Is your list exactly like JP's?
Nah, I had Bret Hart instead of Shawn
Bret Hart,
Michaels,
right.
but
Okay.
same list, yo.
All right,
Respect.
all right. Well,
I don't like you.
Savage. Goes to show. That goes to show right there.
On the whole match.
Oh,
Just to set the vibe for you guys listening at home, all your faces listening, we out here. Got the game on. The Golden State Warriors are leading over the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA Finals, Game 1. See, it's not always wrestling on that screen background, you know. We like to dip into other genres, if you will.
that's why we're doing a podcast. It's a garbage finals.
Savage.
Yo, shout out to was it Bleacher Report that put that video out of like LeBron James in the future?
Oh
playing
man,
the
yeah.
Yeah.
That shit hit memes. Oh,
That was pretty good.
Listen, LeBron James is gonna be teaming with his son playing the Warriors.
Bronny James.
Word.
That's when women are gonna be allowed in the league, and
right. But enough
Steph
about
Curry's kids are gonna be.
enough about jobbers like LeBron James. Let's go back to what we're really here for. Managers, guys. Famous managers, top 5 managers.
Man.
HPC is gonna give you the list. You know the drill. That will be the main event of this episode. And you know, like usual, we're gonna cover some SmackDown for you. So cover some Raw as well, and
A little bit of NXT, please,
hopefully a little bit
to make Jay the Jobber happy.
Yeah,
Never.
Gotta keep him abreast of what's happening.
Somebody said.
So
I mean,
for viewers that don't know-
because no, like I don't watch that.
For the viewers that don't know, Jay the Jobber apparently is allergic to NXT. He breaks out.
I am anti NXT, except for when I see highlights of like Ricochet doing his thing. But like we'll get to that later.
Don't taint the product if you haven't seen. Come on, now.
Like I said,
Come
we'll
on,
get to
now.
that.
You don't hear me talking about your mother's cooking. I never had it.
First of all, it's delicious.
It actually is. I've had my fair share. Shout out to Mom Dukes. Let's talk about Raw. We're not gonna cover everything. You know how it is. You got to deserve to be on this show. And Mischief, why don't we hit him off with what deserves to be?
No. You know what? Like Raw was alright.
Okay.
It's alright. Raw, I'll give it like a solid like C+, B-.
Okay.
Thought it was okay. I mean, what am I expecting? Stone Cold to come out there and stun the motherfucker?
No.
That's not gonna happen, right?
Whoa, why you gotta be
Jesus Christ! Yo.
Never seen your shoes under your mouth.
I'm saying though, no, absolutely. You know what? I think the Raws coming up are gonna be great because we're leading up to pay per view. You know what I mean? There's something, especially a very
I don't know
particular
about
pay-per-view.
great.
No. Well,
They're
gonna be more.
my guy.
They're gonna be more purposeful than what we've had the last few weeks. I mean, we've given them probably D pluses in the last few weeks.
But that leads up into the first segment of the show.
Yeah.
All right, the first segment of the show, right? Braun Strowman doing his thing, coming out here, rah, rah, rah. Finn Balor said, shut your mouth. right? And Kurt Angle throws him in a match. Pretty entertaining.
Basic setup for the opening show.
Right.
You know, get your first match in.
Kevin Owens comes out and he's like, "Hey, me too. I'm in the match too. Ladders, yay!" Right? He interrupts and then Braun Strowman does his thing and flings a ladder 50 feet, nearly killing.
Okay, I know we all thought about it. What happens if he just moves a little to the left or the right?
Yo,
It smacks some fucking kid.
Vince is gonna regret that shit so bad. The Make-A-Wish kid got blasted in the face. 37 stitches by Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman merchandise sells out, becomes biggest face in WWE history.
But you know what?
Crazy.
Vince McMahon will fix it. John Cena's gonna put in them stitches, bro. It's all good.
Yeah, right? Make-A-Wish, homie. Right? After that, right, we got a little Elias action. My guy,
Okay.
Elias.
Has
What
been
was so
doing-
special?
Wait, are you guys walking with Elias?
I walks with Elias. Yo, we want a heel, right? We want a guy that's going to captivate the audiences, right? He knows his role, most importantly, because a lot of heels, right, once they start getting that attraction, right, they have a hard time kind of letting that go, right? Sometimes Miz plays with the crowd a little bit, maybe more than he should as a pure heel, but he does a great job of, like, bringing it back.
Oh, excellent.
And Elias on this show sat in the ring through a commercial break saying that he was not going to play music because they didn't deserve it.
Oh, man, that's funny.
That's dope.
That's so dope. And then we complain about it. You know what I mean? But yo, Elias is doing his diligence
Yeah, he has
to get his
the
character
audience in the palm of
over.
his hand.
Furthermore, Seth Rollins interrupts him, right? Furthering their beef, which I think will be a fantastic match. And if you did not buy or walk in with Elias before, I think a Seth Rollins match with Elias at what's that? Extreme Rules, right?
I think, yeah,
Extreme Rules
Extreme Rules
with
definitely.
guitars, right? Extreme Rules
That-
before SummerSlam, right? We got
Extreme
guitars,
Rules.
guys. Come on, man! Isn't that a money match just making itself?
Nah, man, it sounds like a waste of guitars, bro.
Well, if you want to talk about a waste of guitars, Elias is gonna waste another one on Seth Rollins after he celebrates his victory over whoever the fuck he wrestled.
That is correct.
Aggressive.
That is
Hey, yo,
correct.
Victor Villain, hit him with that breaking news, though.
Oh, breaking news. It's been official as of, I believe it's about 10 o'clock this evening that I'm confirming it on the 31st of May. Seth Rollins has been issued the match with Elias at Money in the Bank.
Hey, yo,
The IC
Should
strap.
be a good one.
and that should be a good one, and that should start a long-term feud with the guy, yo. I'm telling you, if you don't see Extreme Rules, Seth Rollins, Elias in a guitar match, I don't know what they're thinking.
And I think Elias should get the strap.
Oh man, yeah, because yo, Seth Rollins is above it.
Nah, but it's too early.
Yo,
It's
not
too early.
It's too soon. I mean,
Elias Sampson?
Nah, because you give him the strap and let him feud for it again.
I don't know about yeah.
I think that would make it bigger for Elias to actually take it off of a guy like Seth Rollins this early, though. It could help him a lot.
I just feel like
Exactly.
Seth Rollins only been champion almost like 45 days or something along those lines. It's too little
I
reign
think,
for
you,
him.
I think you're just expecting them to be at least compete somewhat with Miz's reign, and I get that because it kind of is a little because if you're trying to build up Seth Rollins, it is a little early to take it from him.
No,
But,
but,
yo,
but
Elias
he's
has
been
played-
defending it a lot, though.
I mean, because Seth Rollins would be like the Mountie at this point if he, you know what I mean?
Let's just look at Elias.
This guy said the Mountie.
Amazing concerts. Amazing concerts. It's worth
Selling out arenas.
Yeah,
No, for
worth Intercontinental Championship matches.
He's got a
Well,
limo
Seth-
service too. I
Oh,
think.
and you know what? He's legit good on the mic, and he's legit good on the instrument, and he can play a song or two and like actually like keep the crowd in.
Well, then you know what? This will be the test. Is he gonna make it? He's gonna be put up against Seth Rollins. He's gonna have a chance at the title. Is this gonna be the moment that we've all been waiting for?
I hope so.
And they're not. It's not gonna be because of the damn writers.
Yo, but how much money would you pay to see Seth Rollins do a curb stomp on Elias through a guitar?
Exactly $9.99.
That'd be pretty dope.
That's the price I was thinking.
You know?
That's the exact price I was thinking. Holla at your boy.
That was the best. Like that was legit the best commercial that's ever happened. in WWE
Great
Network.
Yes, please subscribe.
They make
$9.99.
They
WWE
made
Network.
shirts. Not the only match on Raw. We had, I think, Owens and Bobby Roode after that.
No, we had a segment with Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey,
okay.
right? Where like
No,
a
we
whole
didn't.
lot of nothing burger happened.
Let's just talk
Right.
about how Nia did a complete character flip, though, from the Alexa Bliss feud. where she was getting bullied, and now she's bullying Ronda.
Right.
So what's
Good
going
point.
on here?
Good
What are
point
they trying
on
to
that.
accomplish?
Yeah, Steve on that.
I think they're trying to get Ronda over in having her face a new heel, if that makes any sense, right? Nia Jax, they're trying to like just heel turn her mad quick, right? She's not a heel. She's never been a heel. I think that's a tough transition to make. I think Nia Jax in particular, she's got a bubbly personality. That's gonna take time to settle in, right?
Right.
A Ronda Rousey, a very green Ronda Rousey, will look good in front of that. And
Definitely.
I think having her on the mic and having them kind of play off each other in a subpar way kind of builds up Ronda and her confidence in front of big time arenas and
I agree, and it's also hard when, like you said, the transition. She's a heel now. She wasn't even. We was just talking about last week. She wasn't even ready to cut that promo with Steph and Ronda in the ring with all three of them.
Word. She got outclassed on that.
Yeah, and now you want her to be a heel and bully everybody. It's
Against
kind
one
of
of the baddest women in the planet.
And on top of everything, it's that other shit that she has to deal with, just being when being the irresistible force and the immovable object.
Damn.
She was looking good in her bikini this weekend.
She was.
Hey, that she was.
And she was out there twerking.
Nine's definitely sexy as fuck.
All right.
With all respect.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All due respect.
But I wish she was better on the mic, though. That's all I'm saying.
And our promos.
Yeah.
Anybody that would know that information, please contact us. Our podcast.
And then
Wrong mic, Savage.
So after that,
Yeah.
Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, they wrestle some nobody.
Woo! Yo, the best part of that caption is King Maxwell. He's the best part at this point. I'm sorry, it's getting a little dry.
Bobby Roode, Kevin Owens.
Right, you wanted to talk about
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
right?
it was a great match. It was awesome as usual. Owens putting in work, Bobby Roode putting in work. Probably the only match worth watching of the night if you missed the main event, of course.
Was this the first time they wrestled?
I've seen on the E for sure.
On the E for sure, but like I'm wondering.
I don't think they've ever crossed paths.
So at least that was something new.
Yeah.
I appreciate
I
at
like
least a
to
new
see
match.
matchups.
Yeah.
That's
why the Cass and Daniel Bryan, I haven't minded it because it's new.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
a feud, you know.
I will say this: Kevin Owens working well with Bobby Roode is, nice and everything, but his feuds with AJ Styles before never did it for me in the ring.
Oh, really?
I just felt like they never had that chemistry. But to see him working with Bobby Roode is so.
I see what you mean, though. Like, you would think,
Expect more.
okay, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, you're gonna get like maybe
Maybe a
Austin
5-star
Rock
match.
fight,
Yo.
vibe and shit. But
Yo.
it didn't do that for
But I mean, we're not going to talk about Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley, right? Like we're just
Underwhelming.
Basically what just happened. Oh, I don't know. Let's hit up Taz. Can we get Taz on the phone real quick? Because he can better explain this. Nah, man. Screw that. They just announced their match for Money in the Bank. Like, we didn't see that coming.
all right, pre-show. Drew McIntyre, Chad Gable. Do you remember that match?
Wow.
They spent
Me either.
the whole match just scraping Chad Gable from Drew
Stretch,
McIntyre's boot. Like when Plankton gets stepped on in SpongeBob, that's exactly what Chad Gable looked like in this.
Good Lord.
SpongeBob.
Yo,
Yeah, they're pretty much hazing Chad Gable right now.
For real.
It's like if the stable that I called a while back when we talked about it last, I think it was last week. If they create a stable and Chad Gable joins them, like they're hazing him right now. They're pledging him. Like this guy's getting destroyed by these two guys.
so the B team.
B team.
Favorite team out there right now. I'll say it.
Favorite T out there.
Shout out to Rhino and the tray of grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yo, it was not even grilled cheese.
It was
It
bologna.
Or
yo.
bologna,
It's
my mistake.
disgusting.
Bologna sandwiches,
Right, so
the worst processed meat.
So, in trying to convince the rest of the tag teams that they belong at the top of the list as number one contenders, the B team hosts a Memorial Day barbecue, which is hilarious.
But
And,
why, though?
But why? Nah, I thought it was a fun segment. My favorite point was Titus saying, "Man, this isn't even seasoned, yo."
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
I thought, yo, that shit. I was cracking up.
Yeah, them hot dogs look raw, bro.
Yeah, raw dog.
Nobody does that no more.
Except Heath Slater, yo, he got mad.
He said that shit look like Thanksgiving.
Yo, that's disappointing.
Yo, so I had fun with that. I thought that was fun. I'll take it.
Yeah,
But-
that's cool.
Did we ever find out who pied Kevin Owens back on 4th of July? Like,
No, we did not.
Yo, we
Like-
gotta get the fashion police on.
we need to. They need something to do, and we gotta
Yes.
find out who did this.
Yo,
Some investigating work.
that would be the July 4th segment. That would be hilarious.
Yo,
It
Kevin
needs to
Owens.
be.
WWE writers, I hope you're listening to this, man. Do your job.
You know they're not listening because they're trash. God damn it, they're trash.
Let me write it for you. Right? Kevin Owens is big
Write
on
it.
social media, right? So WWE posts up 4th of July moments. And one of the moments, a prominently featured moment in this 30-second clip, is Kevin Owens getting pied by whom? We don't know. We never found out. So Kevin Owens retweets, "I'm going to get you, sucker." Basically.
As long as you don't repeat Hogan.
Hogan, I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Right? So Kevin Owens is like, "Yo, that's disrespectful. I never found out about that because of poor leadership, right? Kurt Angle, what are you doing? I'm going to figure this out myself. Hey, fashion police, look into this. Figure this out." And that could become a recurring segment until 4th of July. And then we find out it was Sami Zayn or some
All
bullshit.
along,
Yeah.
all
it's
along.
No, it's gonna be Roman Reigns.
It could be the gobbledygooker's son.
No, like Vince McMahon is like, oh, it has to be Roman Reigns.
It has to be.
At this point, bro. Yo,
Come on,
what's crazy?
Goodell.
What's crazy is that one of the most over stars in NXT right now. You're talking about the Velveteen Dream, right? He was on Tough Enough, man. He was
got
on the
kicked
last
off?
Tough Enough. He got kicked
I'm
out, bro.
sorry, who's that?
Velveteen Dream.
The
Yo.
Velveteen
Who?
Dream.
Let's put some respect
Jay,
on his
Jay,
name.
Jay, let me tell
Frank
you, right?
Clark. Yeah.
I'm not a big NXT guy, right? I watch it if I watch it, if I can, if I care.
No, I don't watch that at all,
I
bro. Who
saw
is that?
some Velveteen Dream
Mm-hmm.
half a match, right? He was in a ladder match with 5 other dudes.
What?
Wildin'. Him and Ricochet
Yes, sir.
were poetry in motion.
Ooh.
Listen, man, you like Seth Rollins, right? Think of like a faster Seth. Maybe not as strong, right? I'm talking about Ricochet.
Oh,
right? Ricochet's
oh,
just
oh.
lightning Seth.
I like
right?
that comparison.
You know what I'm saying? Velveteen
Ricochet's a little
Dream-
bit more explosive, though. but-
Oh, absolutely.
especially with the,
Right, like
off
a
the top rope.
younger, just more explosive, faster, like Seth Rollins. If you raised all the attributes on Seth, you get.
I would compare him more like a better Shelton Benjamin.
Oh,
In his prime, yeah.
In his
Yeah,
prime, you know what I
that's
mean? Because he does. I mean, look at the flip he did at the end of the show. That had the Velveteen Dream spooked and
All right,
excited
well,
at the same
definitely
time.
got you
We'll get to
fly.
NXT.
Yeah, we'll get to NXT in a minute.
So,
Let's close Raw out. So Sasha Banks actually walks out the winner of a gauntlet match to have her qualify for the Money in the Bank women's
And we
for the
still
women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
haven't gotten Sasha versus Bailey
No,
for a meaningful match.
No, not at all.
Not yet.
Do you really care?
I did.
A little bit.
Listen,
yeah,
they had, but you know what the problem is? I understand where Lee Steve is coming from because they had a fantastic feud on NXT.
Probably the best women's feud in NXT.
and then when everybody saw that, everybody wanted to see. It was right after.
Saw that
Oh,
live.
I can't wait till Sasha and Bailey come to the main roster and put that
Yeah.
show on the main card.
Yeah.
I saw that live, man.
That
Awesome.
match could main event.
It could.
And I agree. I agree with Steve that we should have had it by now, at least, right?
They've been
Yeah.
teasing it for too long.
Too long.
People are tired.
So SmackDown
What happened on SmackDown? Talk to me.
gonna open the show with a
Don't open the show.
Samoa Joe.
Oh yes.
Samoa Joe comes out with a ladder, and I believe he cuts a promo.
Yes, sir.
Yo, no. Let me tell you, yo, Joe is doing something right. All right, the promo was nothing crazy except that he got on a ladder in the middle of the ring, reached up and grabbed the Money in the Bank, came back down and talked mad shit about how he was gonna do that shit again on Sunday.
Word.
My God, all right, how could you say uneventful?
That is why he is my pick to win the Money in the Bank.
Savage.
can we talk about how believable that dude is on the mic? When he said he's gonna hurt you, you believe that?
Yo,
he's on TV, and I feel like he's gonna come through the TV.
Listen, he's getting stronger on the mic by the year, because he was great on NXT, obviously all the promotions he's worked for. But when he went at Roman Reigns, I was like,
sound like he believed it.
Super aggressive. He sounds super aggressive.
Right. So then Daniel Bryan comes out, right, because he starts disrespecting Daniel Bryan and his family. Then Big Cass comes out, and he's just mad annoying. Big Cass to me just kills.
Big ass.
Yeah, big ass.
At this point, without he whom we do not speak of, there's really no purpose for Big Cass anymore.
Well played.
That's my feeling.
Do you think that over time Enzo comes back? I think so.
I think
Nah, not at all.
Not the way
He was such a headache backstage that they won't bring him back.
He's following his music, and they're taking a different path. He needs to be in the Indies if he wants
needs to be stopped. That music was awful.
Yeah, it was not very good, man. I was rooting for
it. It was very bad.
So was I.
It was not good. It was not good.
What he needs to do is build up his wrestling resume in the Indies, and the WWE will reconsider.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think me and Mish have been talking about this. We mentioned that maybe he'd be a better manager, right? A better manager. He can talk. He's a promo king. He can definitely spit out a promo.
Perhaps
the top.
Yeah. So I think that might be the best bet.
Who knew that Carmella would be the best out of the three?
Wow.
Hey, Carmella, yo, you put some respect on that name. That's right.
That's for sure.
Wow. She's doing work out here.
because she's money.
Money is mellow.
Money.
Fast forward to Shinsuke Ty Dillinger, right?
Oh wow, yeah, definitely talk about this, man.
We found out that Dillinger is still alive.
He's still alive, right?
Yes,
I thought, for as much as we crap on the writing, I thought this was poetry.
Yeah,
right?
no,
You got the
Oh,
perfect
man.
10 down for a 10 count for Shinsuke on his last man standing match.
Right.
I thought that was beautifully written.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And so
Perfectly done.
kudos.
Of course.
I wanna big up on Shinsuke though, because Shinsuke's fire right now, and compared to what how he first got in, and it was a slow start, but right now he's clicking, man. I mean, if I was looking at it from another fan's eyes, maybe a more savvy fan like one of our listeners out there, but I'd say that's probably safe to say that all signs point to Shinsuke winning the strap at Money in the Bank. This is a generic squash match, right?
Yeah.
So he didn't have to show up, right? Like you said, it was perfectly written. They could have just had him go over in like 5 minutes and then cut a promo. But no, he got him down with a 10 count. He perfect 10 tied it was money. I know they're selling an angle of him being more vicious because of the post-match attacks. There's a more purpose for it being a squash match. And yeah, maybe he can still half-ass it. But he didn't. And that's something that apparently is rumored to be an issue backstage with some talent. It's that some talent are lazy. They don't put the effort in 100% of the time. Shinsuke putting in this work this week is what separates great superstars from like average stars and that are just good or maybe just good enough or over enough to get by.
Word, yeah, that was a part of the commentary on the Edge and Christian podcast when they had Cody Rhodes podcast, and he mentioned the fact Cody Rhodes reminiscing in his time in WWE that there's a lot of lazy people in the backstage. He said, how this theory of grabbing the brass rail, not everybody gets an opportunity. He mentioned the fact that they do get it if you work hard enough, and there's a lot of lazy people.
Well, you think about it, it's a job, right? I mean, every job has its slacker, I guess. You want to say so, right?
Now
Yeah,
for me,
the stagnant people and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just harder to believe for me since it's the E,
Now for me though, that imaginary brass ring or whatever that may be, some guys do try to go above and beyond, but then they get reprimanded by Vince in the back. So who knows what's that line?
Yeah.
I've talked about this before, and I've actually said, "Yo, do it,
Do it.
do it." right? If you've got the balls and you think you got the idea and you think it sells, you do it, right?
But that could also backfire.
Hey, it backfires because you made that backfire, right? You've got to be so believable. You got to believe in you, whatever you're about to do.
You know why I'm drinking that juice, Mischief? You know why? Because it sounds dangerous, but because in today's market, when it comes to professional wrestling, they can bounce back. There's enough of a market internationally that they can go somewhere that's not the E. Rebuild their name, right?
Savage.
It's happening over and over again.
Look at Cody.
Yeah. I mean, the things that Cody is doing right now, right?
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. About to be a promoter. You know what I mean? Like, sold out a show in half hour. So
yeah, but that's different because his dad, that's in the family. Like, his dad was a promoter since the 80s. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like
he definitely has some knowledge on that.
Yeah, he got some knowledge on that.
Yeah, but he's by himself right now.
But not like Jinder Mahal.
I was just about to say, Jinder Mahal reinvented himself.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre.
Right?
Drew McIntyre.
There we go, yeah.
So, guys leave and come back. You know, Bobby Lashley.
I was back. That was terrible.
Bobby Lashley is dry right now. You need that was the word. Like, you don't bring that name up right now.
No, but there are guys that left and came back. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the E will eventually take you back. If you
the E is forgiving.
Look, shout out to the Best Returns episode coming soon.
Ooh, yes.
EC3 probably had one of the most graceful returns. He left NXT as like, a joke.
Yes.
He came back as a serious guy. Still got little jokes to him, but he's viewed as a main event talent down there. So you can reinvent yourself around the world.
Moving on, New Day went up against the Bar and the Miz.
Yes, they did.
6-man tag match.
Consistent, great matches from New Day.
Oh man, and Mike works. I think they cut a great promo this week. Big E did go over though.
He did.
Does that foreshadow something?
I think so.
Yeah.
Is it Big E?
I heard he's due for a big push.
Yeah, me and Elise Steve were talking about it too. That
better close your bathrooms.
Savage.
That he's gonna be eating a lot of pancakes soon.
Yeah.
He's gonna be on main event push. Maybe.
Is it gonna work, guys?
Does he turn heel?
Absolutely. It will work 100%.
As a heel or as a face?
I hope not. I think he's a face. I think he could be.
It's gonna be hard for him to be a heel.
He can do it.
He could be an enforcer, man.
After just doing this role,
he needs to be a face coming out the gates.
Hey, heels, right? When's the last face you liked, right? Faces are designed to be the good guys that you like. Like, you're supposed to. When's the last face you actually liked?
Yeah, it's tough.
The last face I actually liked wasn't a face. It was.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah,
like he was a face, but like he wasn't acting like a face.
Okay,
so and we all know CM Punk was just
He was he wasn't a heel, he wasn't a face. He was just there. They're kind of like Austin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man, that was money.
I think that's it, right? We did like a Bludgeon Brothers segment.
Asuka and Mandy Rose went at it.
Yes.
Funny thing, they jumped Asuka.
Yes.
The week just hit her once. Sonya Deville just tapped her once on the back, and it injured. It injured enough for her to at least be limping to the ring to continue the match against Mandy Rose.
Word.
Not a bad match.
I think there's no doubt that Carmella wins that match.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And as I said before, I think Carmella's going to start a faction.
Savage.
She's going to have her what we now know as the Mistrage, right? Now we know the B team, whatever. Carmella's gonna have it, and it may be
the Iconics.
I said the Iconics. Maybe it's Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose.
Hey, they lobby.
You think they'll switch it up like that?
Maybe that works better, right? I don't know.
God bless Mandy Rose,
because the Iconics are a team right now, right? But Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, they fought against each other already. They could break up.
I'm kind of happy she's gone from the faction of Mandy Rose, I think, and on her own.
But conversely, right, the Iconics have never broken up.
Yeah,
so
it's a bigger shock
for the first time, right? Eventually, when that runs its course,
but that's what's working for them.
Those three girls could be fucking annoying, and that would be, I think, fun to watch.
It would be.
I mean, we did survive John Laurinaitis.
We did. Yo, did you guys see that Andrade Cien Almas segment?
Nah.
Oh man. Yeah, you had Sin Cara come up to Andrade Cien Armas, and he was Selena. He was trying to talk to him, like, as another Mexican wrestler.
Like they were boys from
Exactly.
back in the day.
Of course. And Selena's like, whoa, wait a minute. Who do you think you're talking to? And
Right.
they were
Yeah,
going off.
that's about to be a dope little conflict there.
Yes.
Agreed.
Within minutes,
Yes.
people cared about Sin Cara.
Yes,
Hey,
yes, Elite
absolutely.
Steve
And,
with the
and-
stab wounds.
and
Nah, it's gonna be dope for both of them. Watch, it's gonna be some great matches for everybody. Watch,
Right.
you're
Given-
gonna enjoy this series.
This match will be a taste of NXT.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they exactly.
The best way.
It's gonna be some great wrestling,
And you,
like some WCW cruiserweight type matches.
and
Yeah.
that's the thing, because I don't think even Cien Almas had that type of match in NXT.
The one with Johnny Wrestling. Probably his best match. Hands down.
No, agreed, but it wasn't a very lucha.
No,
right?
no, he
That's
hasn't
what I'm
had
saying.
that.
This is Sin Cara versus him. That might be an interesting match.
This could usher
You'll
in
see.
the NXT era on the main card.
Yes, sir.
It might,
And you know who the key is? Selena.
She's really.
So
Yeah.
we gotta mention her. We're talking about managers. Word.
She might. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing here.
You kind of don't know him. What the hell? Yeah,
Word,
get
yeah.
away. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
it'd be dope to see a
know
Latino
you don't.
faction again, though. Not
It
for
would
nothing.
be.
Latino World Order or something like that.
LAX.
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 You know
That's
what I
what it
mean?
was.
That's what,
That
they
would
were
be
debating
dope.
earlier, right?
Yeah.
That might,
Hernandez, all those guys.
that would be
man.
dope, man. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
Closing up SmackDown, the main event, and I'm mad that they added Big Cass
Big ass.
in this damn match. I wanted Samoa Joe and Daniel Bryan
They're like,
one-on-one
To have a classic.
to have the classic
Mm-hmm.
brought to the E from ROH.
We'll get it. We'll get
they're
it.
like, yo,
Not
yo,
yet, but it'll come.
I know, and it was gonna be on SmackDown anyway. But all right, Big Cass,
yo,
triple threat.
yeah, but it's like when you're cooking like something delicious, and you're like, yo, I think, maybe just a little bit of salt, and then the whole cup, and then
Jesus
your
Christ.
and then you're all like, and then
Yo,
you
I
got
think
nothing.
but I
That's
think
what I
everybody thought I think everybody thought Mission was gonna come out with some like good analogy for like
It was a good analogy.
in a positive,
Yo,
It was
in
a
a positive
wholesome.
way.
Big Cass came out there and took a big dump on what was our dream. All right, yo, that could have been gold, my man. And this guy came out and said, "Yeah, and me too, because I'm big ass
Because he's
and
7 foot
I
tall.
stutter,
You
so I
can't teach
gotta
that.
talk
you
slow."
sure
Hey, he's
as
worked
fuck
through his
can't
speech
teach that.
impediment. Do not do
Nah,
that to
you're
him.
right. I feel bad, but
Carmella's
Man.
still the biggest star out of that tree.
hey, yo,
Exactly.
That's pretty bad.
Can we just
Savage.
how are you that much of a charisma vacuum? Like it doesn't make sense.
Who? That should be an episode.
That was a
Charisma
shot.
vacuums. WWE.
Sponsored by Hoover.
Coming soon.
Shout out to Hoover.
Steve with the chair shot for
And
sure.
shout out to Samoa Joe for winning this match.
Word.
Surprisingly, right? Because that
Very
could have very
deserving.
easily been
Daniel
Daniel
Bryan.
Bryan.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I also see why they don't put Daniel Bryan.
Yes, please. Let's keep him healthy for Birdie, please.
Yeah, but they're putting him in with a big cast that's, to me, just feels so prone to botching a move.
Is that gonna be a
Man,
match or
man.
a
Yes.
card? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another one.
Big Cass is gonna like break his leg walking again. Like I don't view it as much of a threat.
Damn, that ain't right.
Goes for a big boot, and it's like it hits
ACL.
Daniel
And falls
Bryan right in the
off the
face,
Empire State
but his
Building.
knee shatters. Like Daniel Bryan's
That would
face
be some-
is so woodsy.
In other words, he's the new Kevin Nash.
It shatters Big Cass's hopes and dreams.
Oh my god.
His kneecap obliterated.
Yeah, he's from my area, man.
So you're saying Big Cass is the new Kevin Nash?
Damn.
And you know what?
Hot take.
Damn.
Wasn't that
Damn.
the comparison when he first got here?
Ooh.
A bit, because like he's a bit bland.
Hey,
That was
hey,
what they were saying.
Kevin Nash drowned WCW, yo. Like,
Yo,
let's be careful.
Bucket of water, my
Big
man.
bucket of water.
ROH, Jesus. ROH, be careful. ROH, be careful. Shout out to seeing ROH this Saturday.
So who's his
Hammerstein
spot?
Ballroom.
Yeah,
All right, all right.
we'll
So,
be there, Mischief, myself, and
Holla.
JP,
hell yeah,
Holla.
we'll take pictures.
checking out a live show. Bases, we're gonna talk managers, top managers of all time. Top
Let's
five?
do it.
Yeah,
We'll
let's
give
do
them
it.
top
Let's
five.
get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's start spinning some names out there right now because we got to come up with a list, right? So get like 6 or 7 names.
I bet. So I mean, you can't. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of old folks we're gonna bring up. Obviously.
All right, let me jump it up. Mr. Fuji.
Just cut out.
Great start. Great start.
Yo, make the villain feeling spicy tonight, man. He just cut off mischief. Damn.
That's what Mr. Fuji would have done.
Yo,
My
listen,
bad.
listen,
Mr. Fuji was like, "Hey-ya!"
listen.
My
Mr.
bad.
Fuji had me looking at cornstarch in a whole different way, man. I was like, "What's that white powder you got going on there?"
Dangerous, yo.
Dangerous.
I was
Word.
gonna say,
Jim Cornette, yo.
Paul Bearer.
Paul
Oh, Paul
Bearer.
Bear, damn, you
But,
brought him up early.
Paul Bearer, very, very, very much underrated.
Pause,
Yo.
right? If we're gonna hold on, but Jim Cornette is a very good bring up, right?
Yeah,
Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette, yo, the tennis racket man. He was.
I like it.
He's been a manager for a long time. He has a podcast too, I believe.
Yeah, I don't listen.
Yes, he does.
I don't, but
This
I do know
podcast
he
is
has.
better, so.
Okay, word. But yeah, Jim Cornette, gotta mention him.
All right.
Listen, we gotta say Bobby Heenan.
Oh my
Okay.
God,
100%.
early. I
Jabba.
mean, he's probably
Bobby
number one, right?
Listen, that guy is a legend.
We gotta put some respect on Paul Bearer.
Yes.
Yeah, we
First
do.
of all,
100%.
We'll get back to Bobby Heenan because he's one of the
'cause
top
Bobby
ones.
Heenan's a heavy hitter.
Definitely.
On this.
But that's a
Definitely.
great one, Jay the Jobber.
You came out swinging, Aaron Judge.
Yo,
Jay the Jabba
bro.
hit the shit
See what
so
happens
you
when you
don't
coming out? See when you coming from the bingo hall, bro. You gotta talk to HR, man.
Perfect name, right? Paul Bearer, the guy that carries the
Word.
caskets in an actual funeral. Right?
Yes,
Talk about the voice.
he owns.
Talk about like him being an actual mortician, right?
Word.
So like it was just
That's just strong character work, man.
Funny story
It's
about
dedication.
Paul
Yeah.
Bear. We went to Access. I forgot what Mania was we was at, and I took a picture with Paul Bear, and we're all taking a photo, right? And the guy's snapping the flash, and then I just scream out. I give him a "Oh yes!" and this dude looks at me like I have 5 heads, and looks at me and goes, "Are you okay?"
Wow, what does that even
That's
mean,
amazing.
asshole?
I was like,
That's amazing.
You think he's like completely oblivious? Like, oh my God, what's wrong?
Do I sound like that?
I was like,
Yo,
yeah,
you good?
And
wouldn't
then I
do that
thought
in
to
public.
myself, what am I doing?
Wow, he
What
have I
G-checked
done?
you right now.
That was hilarious.
Paul Bear G-checked you. Wow.
It's a shame he died, yo.
Shout out
He
to
was
Paul
fantastic.
Word, man.
I think he still could have been around. I think Bray Wyatt and him could have done something.
He's very much needed in the supernatural characters.
Yes.
Agreed.
Man.
Yes, a category
Oh, can you
in and of
imagine?
itself.
I mean,
Bray Wyatt.
Listen.
With the Paul
with Paul Heyman. Paul
Bear.
Bear. Jesus.
Man, isn't that foreshadowing?
We're all trying to jump into
Unless,
that.
unless we do some
list,
Tupac
'cause you know he's on it.
hologram stuff, I don't think that's gonna happen.
But
But listen,
Paul
man,
Bear.
Paul Bear, man, what he did to Undertaker's career, I mean,
Absolutely.
essential.
Kane's.
Kane's.
And
Oh,
wait,
and
especially Kane's
Yes.
introduction to the
And
WWE.
Mankind.
let's be real now, right? Let's take a really quick second to look at the Undertaker and his career.
Word.
Moment of silence.
Word. Moment of silence.
Apropos. But outside of like the gimmick, if it was just Mark Calloway wrestling, right?
Mm.
He's really not that great of a wrestler. Hot take.
Or Isaac Yankem.
Or Isaac Yankem, right? Really not that great of a wrestler.
Nope.
Right? His moveset was pretty basic, a big boot, right? He's best known for the pile driver, for a power bomb, which I mean that's got something to
You scary though.
it. Yeah, I was
scared of the
scared that he
dentist.
was gonna hurt himself. Right? But Undertaker, it was more gimmick than anything else, and Paul Bearer did a lot for that. I'm not saying that Mark Calloway doesn't get his his props, but man, Paul Bearer did a lot for that man.
Yeah, man.
And his
Absolutely.
character.
Absolutely. Respect to Paul Bear. But we keep stammering on the other Paul's name, who should be on the list, obviously, Paul Heyman. Right?
Of course.
Get him out
He's
way
the
now.
top.
I mean, yeah.
Listen,
He's
Paul
top in
Heyman,
this era.
man, he is going to be
number one. in this
Listen,
era.
in this era, absolutely.
Yeah.
He is
100%.
gold on the
I mean,
microphone.
I mean,
But-
the only manager this
Yeah,
era.
Yeah, that's
That was
that's
gonna
the
be my point.
problem.
Well, he doesn't like to be called manager now. He likes to be called advocate for a
Yeah,
reason. He does a lot. He has
Motherfucker,
many
he's a
hats.
manager.
That's how he changed
Reinvent
the
the
game.
position.
But,
It used to
yeah.
be valet.
Right.
Word.
So
Listen.
Word.
Advocate ain't nothing but saying manager with a little bit of seasoning.
Exactly. That's right.
Sasson.
It's still gonna say with Paul Heyman.
Sasamoya.
Still gonna say with Paul Heyman.
So
Exactly.
Paul
Very
Heyman,
loud.
what was he in the early days? Paul E. Dangerous.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
see, dangerous.
So he's been around, man,
Yeah, man.
and he's done amazing work for everyone he's worked with.
Absolutely.
So
He could sell salt to a slug.
Yes,
He
sir.
can sell water to a whale. Yo, he can sell you
Ice to an Eskimo.
the most boring match on earth.
Yeah.
Yo, he can sell you a match with Jack Swagger.
Wow.
surprisingly,
Surprisingly, yeah. More than Subculture could.
Well, just look at the stuff he did with ECW
I
too.
completely
man.
forgot
Like,
about
he
that
just-
guy.
Subculture.
And I don't know if you guys peeped,
Exactly.
He had a autobiography, one of those specials on the network or something. A while back.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a DVD he
Mhm.
had. Yo, this dude started from nothing. Like he
Yeah.
snuck into the Madison Square Garden
Said
one
it himself.
time, and
He was
yeah,
a broke Jew.
That's and that's,
Like-
that's it. Never turned around
Crazy.
again.
Crazy.
That's incredible, and it goes to show you like how much he's worked, how hard he's worked, and that's why he's as great as he is.
Word.
And if you want to talk about someone that does grab the brass rail and does like do those things that toe the line, he toes the line every single time.
Every time.
He definitely has Vince on his toes every single segment.
Yes.
Yes.
And he might come back, and Vince is like, "Man, I hate you, but I love you."
Word.
Like,
Word.
yeah.
Something like that.
It's like that, Steve. That he has Vince on his toes because I was just listening to the Bruce. Shout out to the Bruce Pritchard
Word.
podcast.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about Brother Love.
Yeah, Brother Love
Yes, sir.
is also a good manager, but he mentions that when they purchased WCW, Vince actually asked their opinions. Heyman was one of them, and Heyman was like, "Nah, like nah." and Bruce Pritchard, according to Bruce, he kind of insinuates that it's kind of because damn, you got all this money, you gonna revive them, and I'm working for you, and we got this partnership, you gonna do me like that, and I feel that, but
but ECW wasn't WCW.
no, it wasn't.
Remember-
That's why. And Bruce,
Bingo
and he actually,
halls.
I think he kind of said something along
Legitimate
that line
bingo
that
halls.
Yeah.
it was very
Yeah.
different in like these guys were like competition.
Of
These guys
course.
were, like,
Of course. They had him beat out. WCW
Hey.
beat out WWE in the ratings at a portion of time.
Right, but
Shout out to the important moments episode coming soon.
Word.
But the fact that
Coming up.
Paul Heyman, he saw WCW go down just like ECW,
Yeah.
right? It eventually disappeared into the WWE roster,
Yeah.
and what about him? The Invasion, and then what? The Invasion was the greatest way to do best for business, right?
Yeah.
And then writing
It just
messed
about-
it up.
Unfortunately, they never got the talent that they wanted.
Yeah.
Like
that's
it's,
true.
I feel like Sting should have come over.
Yeah.
I
If
think it would have been
come
great
over
for his
with a home
career.
run. Woo!
No. Let's not let's not make excuses for writing messing this up. Okay.
I mean, we did get Booker T.
Sting refused.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Booker T, wonderful.
We got.
I'm gonna get you.
That's twice in one episode. What do we
Wait,
got?
Every time you mention Booker T, that's what comes to mind. I'm
We
sorry.
got a supermarket brawl.
Every time you think Booker T, you think
The
Boogeyman.
second and the third is a spinneroonie.
That look, man, you just knew.
Oh,
Top 5 overrated wrestlers. Watch out for that one.
man. Word.
Um,
No.
I got
no.
a good one.
Ooh, I like it.
I can't say Booker T with that.
All right,
one,
but Valet.
I
Word,
could.
word.
And if you're
Virgil.
talking about Valet-
Yo,
Talk about
Virgil.
right?
I mean,
You gotta
he'll
Was
valet
Virgil a
for you
valet?
for like $5 right now.
Nah. See.
Unfortunately.
Virgil was more of like I don't know, man. He's not. I wouldn't say. I don't know, man.
You alright, bro?
Nah, yeah, I can't. I wouldn't say manager, man.
I think.
Yo, somebody get the AD just in case.
Savage.
Yo, not. All right. Listen. I wouldn't say he's a manager. I would not say he's a manager.
No, he's a valet.
Nah,
He's a valet.
Valet?
He put your car in the parking spot. That's all he's doing right now.
He
It's more like
escorted,
a
he escorted
slur.
Ted DiBiase, who was another manager we should talk about. Ted
that's who deserves
DiBiase,
that.
sir. Talk about a man that was great in the ring and then extended his career by
Better.
being a manager.
Oh, great in the ring. Yo, you slow your roll, Savage. All right.
What? Do you understand how
Great.
this man was the illest heel?
You said
And
great.
sold
Oh wait,
every move.
wait. I thought you said Virgil. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel
Listen, because if you said Virgil was great in the ring, you were about to get.
Hey,
Yeah, I
hey,
swear you're about to get a
Virgil
chair
was on
shot.
a card in WrestleMania. All right.
No, you stop it right now, okay?
His signature move was you stick 100 down your throat after he pinned your ass.
Word.
a move I would take every time.
That's right.
Whoa.
Hey, for real. Yeah.
I'll drop to the
At least he
mofo
would do
every
something
week.
dirty for some money.
Yeah,
Wait. Okay. But how would we not talk? How would we not talk about Sonny right now?
Yo,
Shout out to Sonny.
she did.
someone who has
30.
done, someone who has done a lot. For
Great
business.
work for me and my childhood.
To the business. Yeah, to the business. There you go, that's the word.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she has.
But you know what? What was the favorite team she managed? Was it Legion of
There's
Doom?
LO. No, wait. She did LO.
The body,
She LO.
skipping. I forgot the other guy's name, but they're the Body Donnas.
The body
LOD?
Diamonds. They were good.
Smoking.
She did LOD 2000.
But this girl, I think they kind of wanted to run a parallel. Her managerial career with her sex life.
Who's Sonny?
Oh,
Sonny.
man.
Yeah, so they
Because-
had China?
No, they
Oh
just
my
had her.
God.
They just had her hop on and off of every tag team that would win and lose the tag titles.
Diablo.
She had managed the Godwins, the Smoking Guns,
Yeah.
the Body Donnas,
Seth
Legion of
Rollins.
Doom.
Word.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Bret Hart had some sunny days.
She did good
Yeah.
service.
Stop it. Hey, you put some respect on Bret Hart.
Listen, man.
She
Bret
serviced-
Hart certainly put some respect on that.
Listen.
She serviced the business well.
Yes.
Vince McMahon would say you're doing respect for business. Listen. But if you mention like a female valets or managers, right? I think we got to talk about China. Because you know
Let's
what?
go.
China was
Yes.
the first time you saw a female enforcer of that. nature.
Rest in peace, China. Yes.
Word.
I think we could kill two birds with one stone here, literally.
Ooh, damn.
No.
Who are you gonna kill too?
But,
Really,
I just
Billy?
realized
Yeah, that was
the
That was very poorly worded.
bad word. So
Terrible.
we can cover two managers or two valets with one stone here. China's
We don't have to stone him.
Oh, yeah.
That's what really brought
was nice.
China into the mix anyway, was the rivalry with Marlena Goldust versus Hunter.
From
And
Marlena to the IC champ.
yeah, for
Yeah,
real.
wow.
Okay.
Hey, you know
That's
what?
crazy.
Damn. You gotta talk about top five. You want to talk about impact?
China's
She's gotta
gotta be
She's
top
gotta
five.
be in the conversation, right? Just because of
Gotta
that
be top
alone.
five. And I mentioned on the episode before that China was, I think it was IC title. She gotta be only because just the women alone,
but you know
man.
what? Nah, China became a wrestler, and she was a wrestler,
No doubt.
right? So we can't really like if we're gonna have this episode, we're gonna have this conversation. We can't include her because she's one of the top.
But she started off as the valet for Triple H
Yeah, good point, John.
and for DX. Period.
Yeah. How about PS Hayes, guys?
Michael P.S. Hayes.
Freebird, Joe. He's done
Free
a lot.
birds.
Absolutely. He started off with the Hardys, man.
Seen a lot.
Did he get? I'm not sure. I really miss Old School Joe on this episode. Shout out to Old School Joe.
Word.
But
Where's Pretty Choppy Flacco, bro?
shout out to pretty chubby Flacco in Paris
Parlez-vous
on
français?
the honeymoon with the wifey.
Okay.
So
Parlez-vous
shout out to Pretty
français?
Chubby.
I could've told him
Yeah,
where to
PS Hayes.
go.
I can't remember if he actually
I was just
managed
there.
somebody else after the Freebirds before coming back or something. But definitely the Hardys.
He's managed multiple teams. I can't come.
Huge. If we're talking, do we put in Gangrel just because of the work he did with
I was
Ooh,
thinking.
see?
No. Gangrel was a wrestler who happened to be in the crew. You can't
viper.
bring him up.
A vampire.
Joe, he's a
He was a
vampire.
vampire.
And he brought the blood.
All right, listen.
He had a connection.
We have not brought up Miss Elizabeth.
Word.
Oh,
Word. Thank you, Jada Jabba.
Sweet Miss Elizabeth.
Yes, Miss Elizabeth.
Jada Jabba.
R.I.P.
Cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cup of coffee in the big
Hogan.
time.
R.I.P.
Cup
Hogan.
of coffee in the
Oh my
big
God.
time.
Hogan.
The
Miss Elizabeth,
yeah, she was a big deal,
Elizabeth.
and I remember her vividly. From my
Yo,
childhood.
man, she was
Sensational
beautiful.
Sherry, man.
Sensational Sherry. And that's a manager that was a wrestler. Let's keep it flossy.
A lot of these will be, and a lot of these will be
Word.
like the former
Shout out
wrestlers.
to Glow, yo. Netflix documentary and actual show. Very
Pretty
great.
good show
Women's
coming
wrestling.
back too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Enjoyed that with my wife.
Holla, 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 holla,
Ha-
holla.
Hall of Famer.
Holla, holla.
Holla,
Listen.
Famer, thank you.
Holla,
I'm not even a fan of this guy, but go ahead, man.
What?
I do not like this guy.
He's
Why?
Why? Because they're
Jada
gonna
Jabba.
put you in a match with Undertaker.
Tag match.
Listen, man, this guy was he's top 5 worst general manager in life.
Jay, give him.
Like
give him,
this.
your mother.
give him
No,
a
no.
why is this guy?
All right, so let's talk about it. Is it that he was worst general manager?
I thought he was
He's
the best
he's
at SmackDown.
he's one of the worst general managers, and on top of that, I do not even recall him
Damn.
even being I don't even recall him being a valet.
Really?
That's how bad he was.
That's
Like
how he
I don't
started
even recall him.
Well, he technically started his career as a ref.
Ref.
Very young. Very young. He worked off the top of the ladder, man. This man went from
And I'm sure he did. Good for him. But I don't recall him being a valet.
exactly. And if you listen to his Hall of Fame speech, man, he tells you the story. It's like, wow.
Hall of Fame.
Yes, holla.
Holla, 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 fame.
Another SmackDown general manager deserves some mention in this list.
Paige.
Tell him. Paige, word, yo, not bad.
Paige always.
I'm liking what Paige
Paige
is doing right now, yo. And she
I like
looking
it.
great.
Shout out to Xavier
Yes,
Woods.
sir.
Hey, yo,
Oh, wait a minute.
Chill.
Yes.
Yes.
Segway.
excuse me. Put some respect on Vicky Guerrero's name.
Word.
When she
Word.
first started, let me tell you, I thought that was just a pity move
I was
by the
skeptical.
WWE.
Hey, Mischief,
carved
that's a
out her
great.
own
That
spot.
was a great call, Mischief.
You would be proud.
Yeah, man. She did, right?
It was great to see.
She came out there, right? At first, like you were like, oh my god, what are they doing with this poor lady? Like Eddie Guerrero's gone, like she's just back for that kind of nostalgia, like a name. And then, like you said, at least Steve, she carved out like that perfect spot for her to be that annoying heel, like just voice.
Yeah.
She's down for whatever's best for business.
The women's battle royal was a perfect example.
Yeah.
She came
Hey.
out, she got booed, man.
Yeah.
Like
Word.
people, she still has heat.
Of course.
And,
you know what,
she
man?
did a lot for Dolph Ziggler and for Edge.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Agreed.
that definitely
Agreed.
helped out those.
and
Ziggler got his first title under.
Yeah.
her
Under her reign.
Yeah,
Yo,
She
you
did
know
a
what?
lot for them.
under her quote unquote reign.
yeah.
I
It was
guess.
raining.
Roman.
alright.
She wanted more than a reign.
Yo, I wonder though, you know what I mean? Like, because Eddie Guerrero was in many different promotions. I wonder, like, what type of influence did she have backstage in those promotions, right? Because if it got to the point that she got an opportunity in WWE, she's been around the business. You know what I mean? She's seen some things. I wonder if she was influential in any other promotions. I didn't
She
get
may
to
have
see.
picked up on different like promotions styles,
Okay.
but I don't think she ever got the opportunity to even come close to something like she did with WWE.
No, absolutely not. But I'm
Yeah.
wondering, for example, because once the Eddie went from WCW, he went to ECW, right?
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, if she rubbing elbows with like Paulie Dangerous. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Oh,
I mean,
I think so. I think so.
Just elbows.
hey, but
Whoa.
hey,
Let's hope
Oh,
so.
wait.
Yeah, I mean, Vicky Guerrero, she did it for
Yes.
herself,
Yes.
and she was great at it, and she just definitely honorable mention.
And most times, after death like that of your husband,
Word.
to come back from that, and,
Yeah.
you know, that's something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Give her props.
Absolutely.
And especially to the same business. Like, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like,
But think about it, it's the only way she could be close to him.
Savage.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Deep.
Yes,
Another person
sir.
that runs deep in the WWE, right? Managed a couple different tag teams. He recently managed a tag team. I give some respect to Paul Ellering,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Ellering.
Paul Ellering.
right?
Legion of Doom.
I don't
LODs.
remember, like, unfortunately, right? Just the Legion of Doom from my childhood was
No?
just not. I don't remember
Love them in
as much as
WCW and
Oh.
WWF.
They
Shout out
had
to CTE. But,
God.
remember that shit.
Shout out to Joe Laurinaitis.
Early 90s.
Son playing for the Rams, linebacker.
Yeah.
An honorary member Heidenreich for a little while.
Word.
And Draws.
And
Yeah.
Draws, unfortunately.
Draws.
Draws RIP.
AKA
But-
Puke.
Yes.
But Paul Ellering, man, that dude, he's a genius.
Yeah, man.
He's gotten every tag team he's worked with
Over.
over.
Mhm.
Shout
And
out to
that's
the
talent.
Office of Pain, man.
Right.
Can you-
So what now with the Authors of Pain?
I feel like there's only one logical solution.
yeah,
That's
tell
to,
him.
that's to pair them up with Samoa Joe.
Ooh.
Okay.
Lee Steve with the chest shots early.
Mm.
Look, Authors of Pain, they're okay on the mic. You got to pair them up with somebody that can give them a good influence and push them to be better than they can be. Samoa Joe does that and more for me. I feel like he can elevate those guys. They have MMA backgrounds. He can hone in on that. If they can get a good submission, like a tag team submission going on, that could be their finisher.
Really?
Wow.
Like, but how would you go about that? As a tag team submission, how do you go about that?
Yo, we
Why is this
but
my
listen,
submission?
but listen, all I'm gonna say is I love that idea, and think about what we're about to walk into. We're walking into Money in the Bank, a no disqualification match.
Okay.
I think they cross over brand already.
Ooh.
I think it's gonna take a little while before, if we ever get that.
Well, they've
could
talked
take a
about
while.
that they're trying to do that
Well,
already, right?
Hardy and Bray still don't have an opponent, and they are on the card, right? It says last I
Right?
checked, there was a question mark on
Well,
there.
the club,
Yeah,
they need a push as well.
Yeah.
this is true.
But again, let's get back to Paul Ellering.
Yes,
Dude is
Paul
a
Ellering.
genius.
Genius,
Genius, man,
absolutely.
definitely a
His
genius.
daughter's a wrestler as well. Shout out to her.
Yeah,
She was in the Mae
Classic.
Young Classic. Yeah,
She'll be in the WWE soon.
very soon.
Another honorable mention, Captain Lou Albano,
Word, Captain.
Mm.
former wrestler, gone manager.
Word.
Jimmy Hart.
Oh,
Can't forget about Jimmy Hart. He's definitely
Jimmy
top five.
Hart. How was he not brought up earlier? Jimmy Hart, great pick,
Definitely
villain.
top five, man.
Yeah.
Yo,
Has to be.
Jimmy Hart taught me not to trust nobody, yo, because he was switching so many managers. Yo. He was switching
Yeah,
hands.
he was the big. He was the Big Show of managers.
Yo, he was with somebody new
It
every
goes to
day.
show you, right? The work that he did.
Yeah.
Got to be in the conversation for top five all
Oh,
time.
Yeah.
And someone that was able to switch a lot and go back and forth, usually having like 3, 4, 8 different wrestlers under their management, right? Slick.
Word,
Oh,
Slick.
yeah.
Slick,
Well,
absolutely.
back in the day with Jimmy Hart and Slick, those guys, I think it was more of the norm to have them just manage multiple
Yeah, we don't get enough of that anymore,
different
man.
No, we
tag
don't.
teams. Like they
Don't.
run the court. They run somebody with somebody, then get a new client.
I
Get a
really
new
feel
client.
like it would be a benefit for this roster to have a couple mouthpieces.
Agreed.
Someone that we should talk about. You want to talk about heel managers, right? Those guys that are like, man, they make you hate them. They make you hate everything they touch. Everything they touch turns to shit for you. You boo it no matter what.
Roman Reigns.
I'm out, yo.
Wow.
I'm out.
He walked the other two real members of the Shield to the ring.
For real.
Wow.
Yo, anybody that goes in the ring, he manages.
So then,
us.
was he an excellent valet?
Excellent.
Oh, man.
100%.
Actually horrible. He
Oh
had
my
one
God.
job and he fucked it up.
Flashy, Freddie,
Classy.
Classy.
Yes, sir.
Classy.
Very
Respect
nice.
on that man's name.
Very nice. Very
Iron
nice.
Sheik,
You
Nick
say that,
Love.
and I get goosebumps of the promo videos with the classic guys at the beginning of the pay-per-views and shit. Remember those
Word.
days?
Massaging them and stuff, right?
He was a
the
heel
massage.
of all heels.
I mean,
I know what you're talking about.
He got
Warming
death
him up.
threats sent to Iron Sheik. That's classic heel right there, man.
Dude, if your life hasn't been threatened, you are not.
You're not doing your job as a
Right,
manager.
right.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Ric Flair almost losing his life. But Classy, I hear that he like shaved down his teeth so that he can have sharp teeth to like bite his opponents.
Good
What?
Lord,
Sounds.
that's aggressive.
That's a rumor. I want to
That's
confirm
aggressive.
we could have
Let's call him
confirm
up.
that next week
Yeah.
when we get Classy Freddie Blassie on the show.
That.
Oh my
Did
God.
you really grind your teeth on? I want to know. The world.
Wow.
I
What
mean,
did you
it might hurt.
use? What did you
And
use?
then we got to talk about the man.
Of course, Bobby.
The brain, not the man.
Yeah, not the man.
The
Ooh.
brain.
The legend, the brain.
Hall of Famer.
Yes, sir.
Who
I could have sworn I brought him up earlier.
you did?
We
but
did.
he
Yeah, but we
deserves-
ignored you.
He deserves like a
You just
full.
you were
A second-
premature with
Oh,
that one.
he gets a second shout out.
Yeah, you were a little
Absolutely.
premature with that one. You got to put respect on it.
Yeah,
you
he was
know,
that good.
You were like, I'm not fighting Japan. So, yo,
Gimmicks galore, dressing up as
Raven.
somebody's aunt to sneak into
Forgot about
Raw.
Raven.
as someone that was able to make you hate everything they touched, someone that managed 4 or 5 different wrestlers a night, he'd basically, it'd be him and like Slick like in the back just arguing with each other with different
Word.
wrestlers next to them, and he'd make it work, and it was fantastic, man.
Yep,
You never doubted a word that he said. He would get in the ring, do some cheesy shit. He'd take a low blow or a kick in the
The
mouth.
Weasel. The
Yeah,
Weasel.
The weasel, man. The weasel.
I don't
I-
remember
I-
a chant like that before that.
Yeah.
Like,
Listen,
Honestly, I love them
and
as a
if anything,
commentator
he's
as
the
well.
one that. If anything, he's the one that set up that Andre and Hogan match.
Ooh.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was arguing
Yeah.
with himself.
Yeah.
yeah, he
the whole
definitely
time.
was. Yeah,
He
was the
sold
man
it.
behind all
Somehow
sold
he
the
got
hell out
them
of
to feud against each other.
Word. We
But
figured it
he
out.
was the Paul Heyman.
Yes.
Back then.
He
Oh,
was Paul Heyman
agreed.
before Paul Heyman.
He's the brain
Brain.
of this era.
Agreed.
Right,
Agreed.
right. Mhm.
Agreed.
Ladder,
Um,
for sure.
And like you alluded to, JP, he was a heel commentator, if not the best.
Oh, he was the best. He was the
the
best.
whole time.
Yo, shout out to Bruce Pritchard who was on a podcast a while back and was actually going through the '92 Royal Rumble, which probably want to look out for the Royal Rumble episode, right?
You mean the one where he was bigging up Ric Flair the whole time?
Essentially, right? Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
but,
Oh
uh,
yeah, spoiler
they
alert
actually
from like
tried to,
50
like,
years ago.
they actually tried to run through the Royal Rumble while not having the volume on, just kind of talking about it. And Bruce Pritchard's like, you know what? I just realized like this Royal Rumble was great because of Bobby Heenan. His commentary was spot on. Everything he said was magic, and it made this Royal Rumble what it was.
Yep.
So that's
Kind of like
Bobby
they
the
were doing
brain.
it an injustice or something by
Yeah, muting.
doing muting.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So top 5 then, guys. We got our guys out. We know number 1.
Yeah, number one has to be Bobby the
Bobby
Brain. I will
Heenan.
fight you with my bare
Right.
fist. There's no way you can tell me he's not number one.
I mean, we could fight, but it'd still be Bobby Heenan.
Yeah.
Right.
I would
I'm gonna
say
get you.
so. So we're gonna say Bobby Heenan one.
Number 1.
He has
Yeah.
to be
Who's number 2? Paul Heyman.
Yes.
Paulie.
100%.
Paul Heyman. All right. Who's number
Oh.
3?
Paul Bearer.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what? That's respectable. I can respect that one.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave us the 2 most memorable characters
Agreed.
of that Attitude Era.
And one of the most memorable storylines.
Yes. Yes.
Who would have thought?
It touched our hearts.
So we're not.
Oh
yes.
It's kind of hard because she's in a class of her own.
Yeah.
Kind
Like,
of falls like Vince does.
Now she's
Yeah.
more. She's more than a valet. She's more than a manager.
So then, if
She's
we're not
not
doing
like
China, I'm
most
definitely
girls.
doing Miss Elizabeth, and I'm putting it on the list.
Now listen. She deserves respect.
Yeah, she deserves to be up there
yeah,
in
yeah.
terms of top 5.
So
She might-
so who
She
would you
might
put?
slide in at 5.
Because she wasn't
I'm gonna
always
Ask
speaking.
Hogan about that.
You know what? You know what?
She's number 1 on Hogan.
Uh-huh. You know what?
I mean, yeah,
will
she did
say the
have-
fact
she
that
did have a
really
big
didn't speak
storyline.
on the mic. She wasn't.
Nah,
a
yeah,
proper
you're right,
person.
you're right,
So
you're right.
then, if
She was
not
more of a
Miss
tool.
Elizabeth,
She's
I guess
tool
you guys.
ballet.
I guess you guys my drift. If not Elizabeth, was good with Sunny or Sensational Sherry.
Exactly.
Mm.
I mean, she was on a track.
You can no. Wait. First of all, I would have put Sensational Sherry before Sunny because she set up Shawn Michaels' career.
And she was with Macho.
and we all exactly. But we all know that Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest of all time. And she was basically the catapult of that. On top of that, she was the one on his theme song.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
she actually
We talked about it a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago. She was.
She's the one on the theme song.
And you
So,
know what?
like
Vicky Guerrero goes on top of all of them.
Ooh.
you
In
think
terms
so?
of female managers, I think Vicky Guerrero. Yo,
As
female,
a total package, yeah.
Damn.
I mean,
And
she
she's
did
not-
catch a lot of heat.
Bumps, remember that.
Yeah.
Take some bumps. She got thrown in some mud, I think, or some shit.
Yeah, she did catch a lot of heat too.
Yeah,
What woman would you include in our top 5?
I'm down to crew woman.
If it's any woman, for me, I think it would be Vicky, just because I grew up watching her more.
Right.
Got you.
Okay. Right, and
I mean, so that's generational. That's generational. But I think we could put them both in the number 4 slot. If we could put a tie on the number 4 slot for both of them.
Who's that? Vicky and who?
And Vicky who?
Vicky and Sensational Sherry.
Oh, and Sherry.
All right, I wouldn't be mad at that. As
right?
number 4,
like it's just respect. It's just respectable, and we got to give them the respect.
Damn, some people would definitely argue that Miss Elizabeth, but I agree she maybe more was.
I mean, Miss Elizabeth didn't have much of a vocal thing.
Exactly.
Going. Like she was just there.
She's there.
She was there next to greatness.
No.
Top 10.
Damn.
I think Paul Bearer does get up there, yo.
Paul Bearer
does.
I know there's
No, we
guys
did
that
it, said it, we
go
said
up.
it.
I know there's other
Yeah,
guys
we did.
that
No, we did.
Yeah, he's definitely
the number 3.
We got two.
So-
we got
so-
2 left.
No, so far we've said recap. We said number 1, the Heenan, right? Number
Bobby
2,
the Brain.
yes.
Heenan.
Number 2 is
Heyman.
Paul Heyman.
Heyman.
Number 3, we said Paul Bearer.
Paul Bearer.
And we said number 4 would be a tie between Sensational Sherry and
Vicky Guerrero.
Vicky Guerrero.
And then number 5,
Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart.
I think
That's
I
a
think
solid
that's
top
solid
5.
list,
that's a solid top 5 list right there.
There you have it.
And just an honorable mention,
Ooh,
Sonny.
Okay.
Sonny.
Sonny.
All right, my honorable mention
God.
has to be Armando Alejandro
Oh.
Estrada.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
You see, it's not bad. It's not bad.
You know what my honorable mention is gonna be right now? Y'all gonna hate me, but I'm gonna say Selena Vega.
Why would I hate you?
I mean, that's not, but that's not bad though.
Gold.
She took a dude that's great, that's good, and she's making him great.
The future's bright.
I'm gonna one up your,
Go ahead, please.
Honorable mention. I'm gonna say Lita.
Oh, that's
Okay.
But was Lita as strong on the mic though?
No, she was just a.
Amazing bump.
Yeah.
She's an amazing bump. But Selena takes bumps too.
I think she's another one that was just there, and
Yeah,
then
she's
she
been a wrestler
and then she
for-
turned into a wrestler.
Yeah, but who does Selena want to be?
Ooh, she wants to be Vicky Girl.
She wants to be Zelina Vega. That's, what
That's
she wants
right.
to be.
And she got love in the back too. Backstage.
Well, that's all the time we have this week, folks.
Oh no!
Wrap it up.
Don't,
That was
make sure to wrap it
another
up.
Inclusion. You should wrap it up. Always. Like we're doing now.
Yeah.
For Jada Jabba, Mischief,
Yep.
P Savage,
Holla.
and
There
Elite Steve.
you go.
It was a fun one. Fun one.
Pleasure
Absolutely.
having you with us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
And to sweeten out, guys.
The time has come to relieve that pain, which will be better for me, but not so enjoyable for all of you. Leave the light on. I'm coming